All right, people, how you doing? My name is Tim Black. Welcome to the Tim Black Show. Got a special edition of the Tim Black Show. If you're unaware of what happened earlier today, conservative influencer, commentator, activist, and all-around firebrand, Charlie Kirk, co-founder of the Turning Point USA organization, nonprofit conservative incubator, campaigner, was shot today during an event in Utah. Okay. The event was at the Utah Valley University in Orem, Utah. And this is a part of his ongoing campus tour. The incident occurred in front of a large crowd. We got some footage of, well, we got reports of it. I'm not going to actually show the footage. There is footage out there available on the line. You can get that. Folks. Okay, hold on. Hold on a second. I'm Tim Black. If you're new to the show, we cover breaking news and politics. Let's not do this like a news reporter. Let's just do this. Charlie Kirk got shot today. He was in Utah. He was giving a speech. He was doing one of his tours, and we don't know exactly who it was. I just got word that the person I thought that people were putting out as the shooter, oh my God. Charlie Kirk, I need to confirm this. Can I confirm this? I just got a message from a source that Charlie Kirk was declared dead. I was just informed that Charlie Kirk has passed away. I just confirmed that Charlie Kirk has passed away. I was confirmed. It was also told, yes, it's on Fox News. Buck Bewley says that's what they're reporting on Fox News. And if anybody's going to report, we know Charlie Kirk is a frequenter of Fox News and a conservative, and I do trust Fox News definitely for this source of information, considering this is one of their conservative leaders. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go ahead and go with that. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go with that. So that changes this broadcast a little bit. According to also, Buck was telling me that the shooter, the person we thought was the shooter, may not be the shooter, which changes the entire what we had set up here.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
A war of words has erupted between Charlie Kirk and CNN's esteemed intellectual Van Jones over the Charlotte stabbing. Let's get into it.
The narrative that they have pushed forward in the last 10 years is that there is a relentless assault against black people on behalf of white people. And the data does not show that. In fact, it's the exact opposite. White individuals are actually more likely to be attacked, especially even per capita, by black individuals in this country.
People like Charlie Kirk, Van.
Especially per capita.
They've been looking for opportunities to make this some sort of like reciprocal George Floyd situation. And that's the part that I think he's almost giving away the game. And it's sad to see a lot of people going along with it.
We don't know why that man did what he did. And for Charlie Kirk to say, we know he did it because she's white, when there's no evidence of that, it's just pure race mongering, hate mongering. It's wrong.
All right, time out. I swear, it's amazing how uninformed these people that do these shows are.
Okay. I don't know who this clip was exactly. So let's move beyond that. And this is something I was thinking was going to happen when I first heard that Charlie Kirk was shot. I was thinking Van Jones just made some comments about him on CNN about some of his rhetoric surrounding what happened in Charlottesville with the Ukrainian woman, the white Ukrainian woman who was stabbed on the subway train by a man who said someone had implanted something into his brain or his body, a device that told him to do it. And that led forth a lot of conversations about black people. Not about people that hear voices. In fact, his mother tried to get him committed before he did this. But that's neither here nor there, because now we're at a whole different juncture. Because what they're reporting now is that Charlie Kirk is deceased. Folks, if you saw the shooting, if you see the clip of the shooting, there's a lot of blood and it's coming out of his neck. And I thought when I saw that, well, my condolences to his wife. It seems so early I thought he was just in the hospital. I'm going to be honest with you. I thought he was just in the hospital and that they were working on him. So this changes the conversation. I'm going to be honest with you. Charlie Kirk. There are people that believe that Charlie Kirk just had a different point of view. I'm not one of those people. I don't believe he just had a different point of view. There's probably people in my comment section who thinks Charlie Kirk just had a different opinion. Yeah, I think it was way more sinister than that than what Charlie Kirk was doing. I think it's way more sinister than that than what a lot of people are doing these days. Does that mean that what happened to him today was justified? No. It doesn't. We got to have laws. We got to have rules. And I stand by that. As disagreeable as his speech was, as disagreeable, as offensive or whatever. I don't even like using that word. Damn it, I'm a Gen Xer. We didn't get offended. We got even. We didn't get offended. We met you outside, and we didn't get offended. We cursed you out. Okay, that's what we did. And when we met you outside in Gen X times, when I came up, it'd be a boxing match. It wouldn't be guns. Because that's the era that I grew up in. I'm old. As if you couldn't tell that. So let's have a real frank conversation, because, I'm pretty sure there are a lot of people right now that are going live talking about Charlie Kirk. Let's see if they'll say anything that's real, or will they just pander to an audience they think they can get? Will they say anything of any substance? Will they say anything memorable at all? I will say this. The dog you bring home is the dog you gotta feed. And that will be a good time for everybody in so-called independent media to check their nuts. To make sure the dog you bringing home, you're willing to feed him. Myself included. Are you really ready to die for what you're talking about? Myself included. Good time to think about it. Good time to consider it. Good time to take stock in what we're talking about here. Are we doing this for clicks and views, or are you doing this for something bigger? You can always, if you're doing it for money, you can make money doing a lot of other things than pointing your camera at your face and yelling obscenities or slurs and shitting on the most vulnerable people in our society. Maybe you should think about it. It's just a thought. Charlie Kirk had 2 kids and a wife. And he was a young man. He was born in 93. He lost his life today. We might want to consider what's important to us. And anybody thinking, Charlie was so disagreeable. I can't wish this on him. I don't wish this on him. I did not wish this upon him. I would like to see him get roasted in a battle, in an argument. I would like to see someone debate him and take him down that way. You know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? Not this. He won. The person who did this, he won. Do you understand? He just won. I don't think you get it. We all got to go. Now he gets to go out being a martyr, and he's going to have a lot of people are going to take his space. They're going to be ready to crash out over this. Do you understand this? Do you understand it? Do you get it? When they make you, when anybody makes you do this, they won. You may not feel like it in the moment, but you could die slipping on a banana peel. You could die in your hanging curtains in your living room. You can die walking your doggy. It's about how. And if you do this, you just gave them you gave them something money can't buy. Martyrdom, legend. That's what you just did. So I'm not even talking about Charlie Kirk. I think everybody who comes up here will talk about his kids. They'll talk about his wife, how wrong it was. But when they really talk about the real shit, which is we all walk a tightrope. So you want to be a persona, you want to do a Charleston White. It's a price to pay. It could be. We don't know. And all I'm saying is be sure that what you're talking about, you're willing to die for that. Because this shit is not a game, as you just saw. He was speaking at an event in Utah Valley, something he did all the time. I don't know if this had anything to do with Van Jones. I doubt it. Charlie been talking this stuff for almost a decade. Charlie has been talking this almost for a decade. You really think a conversation, a critique of him by Van Jones, a timid critique, it wasn't even any smoke behind it. You really think that's what did it? The circulating footage of this, let me see if I can find this footage. Let's see if we can find this.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
This is CNN Breaking News.
We have breaking news to CNN. A source tells CNN that Trump ally and the founder of Turning Points USA, Charlie Kirk, was shot at an event on a college campus in Utah.
And the extent of Kirk's injuries at this point are not immediately clear. Let's talk now with CNN's Kristen Holmes. We have CNN political director David Chalian with us as well. Kristen, what can you tell us?
Brianna and Boris, I want to be very clear. I cannot tell you that much right now because this is a very fluid situation. People are still trying to figure out the details.
I believe people assumed that he would pass away. I believe that shot that he received, it was in the throat. And anything above the neck, anything above the chest, I mean, you would basically have to get shot in the driveway or in the waiting room of the hospital to survive it, I believe. I mean, or it'd be a miracle. It'd be a miracle if he was able to survive it. I think most people knew it in media. I think when I saw that, when my moderator, Buck Bewley, sent me the clip, I think my initial reaction to him was, it would be a miracle if he survives that. I mean, it hit him. I mean, it was the jugular vein. If you see the video of it, it's the jugular vein. Blood was coming out of his neck like a water fountain. And I think these people were just talking to be talking, and I think everyone knew, but they were waiting on the word to come because to make it official.
Extent of the injury and what exactly unfolded on that Utah campus. As we have reported, Charlie Kirk is a close ally of President Trump's. Not only that, he is somebody who helped him get elected this cycle. He is often seen here at the White House. He runs Turning Point USA, which is a youth organization where he's tried to galvanize thousands of voters, Republican voters. He's also a controversial figure at times. He goes into these various college campuses, pushes conservative issues, gets into heated back and forth often with these students on these college campuses. But of course, none of that is violent. This is the first time we've seen this kind of reaction, obviously.
Yes, the video was legit. You could tell, fam. We're not talking about any. Look, let me be clear here, guys. For my brother King Mike, man. Brother. The video's on X. You know Elon don't take things down. So it's on X. I won't show it because YouTube does take things down. The shooting of Charlie Kirk is much different than the shooting of Donald Trump. There's no glazing. There's no gracing. Was it grazing? Yes. No graze. He didn't get raised. I thought he got shot center mass. It looked like a center mass to the chest, but it was just above the chest here in the throat, the neck area. So yeah, there's no, it was no CGI, there was no AI. I wish it was AI. I wish it was CGI. I wish it was something like that, only because that's how I was raised. You understand what I'm saying? I was raised that way. But no, I believe what happened here is true. This is not a false flag. Alex Jones, people, this is not a false flag. I'm seeing some other people do some false flags. No, the woman on the metro train, she was killed, and so was Charlie Kirk. Let's not do this. I know it's good to get clicks and views. It's good to get clicks and views. I feel you. But no, Charlie Kirk was shot for real and she was stabbed for real. Let's keep going, fam.
So what we know right now, everyone is monitoring the situation. He was shot during this event on this Utah campus, and they are still unclear what exactly the extent of those injuries is. There are a lot of...
Without a doubt. I mean, first, let me say my prayers are with Charlie Kirk right now, and I'm sure everybody watching feels the same. This is horrific to see what we're seeing here. You couldn't be more spot on, Boris. I can't sort of understate what Charlie Kirk has done inside the Republican Party as a force, especially around mobilizing younger voters. That's sort of how TPUSA first got its movement. But he is a talk radio host on conservative radio. He's the organizer of this group, does a ton of speaking publicly around the country. You can't go to any kind of sort of big convening of Republicans, and he is not a force there with an enormous following. In fact, I was looking on social media, on Twitter, at 2:24, so not even 30 minutes ago, 29 minutes ago, he had posted images of himself before this huge crowd at Utah Valley University there outside of Provo. And he said, we're so back. You could see there was enthusiasm. He was passing hats around. You can watch him on video. This was posted half an hour ago of him doing that and greeting this crowd. He is somebody that the Trump campaign, as Kristen was noting, utilized very effectively to harness his leadership in this conservative activist movement, again, with young people, young men specifically. We've talked about this a lot when we look back. Charlie Kirk is at the heart of that effort. They relied on him and his organization a lot for their ground game in a lot of the states around the country. And so this is somebody who obviously has a huge voice inside conservative American politics, a big Trump supporter, but obviously now in this really unfortunate, horrific experience is going to be at the center of a conversation about political violence, I would imagine, that we're going to be having.
Next on Deck with Tim Black.
Has the right to remain silent. Has the right to remain silent. Has the right to remain silent.
My bad. Thank you, fam. MAGA's upset and crying right now. So, folks, I was wondering if anybody got any word about the shooter. Because this man that I was showing earlier, this man, people was reporting that he was the shooter. But now I'm getting reports that that's not true. That he may have been a protester that was apprehended by security at some point, but it doesn't mean he was the shooter. So we don't know who the shooter was. Okay, yeah, I'll do some moderating, fam. We good, fam? We good on sound, right? Yeah, we good. This is goofy. Yeah, we have a lot of MAGA supporters in here making accusations. They haven't even watched the live stream. Nobody's rejoicing about anyone's death. If you're that much of a moron, you're not going to listen to what I'm saying, and you're gonna make comments like that. I'm just gonna block you. That's it. You won't get warned. I'll just block you because there's nothing I've said at all on my live streams because I'm not a Democrat. That's how racist the maggots are. They come in here, they see a black man, they just assume that my politics is a certain way. They don't know anything about me. They don't have to. They see my color and my skin, and they make an assumption. Well, I'm not a Democrat, nor am I a Republican. I'm something you can't be, and I'm something your biggest heroes are not, which is independent, and not a liar, and not in it for the money. So that's the difference. So what I'm trying to find out, guys, I'm trying to find out is who the shooter is. Do we have any information on the shooter? Yeah. Everything's on a big time delay, folks, so I get messages late. Yeah, you don't know if it was the left or not. It could be anybody. Some people just don't know anything about yeah, there we go. Thank you, my friend. LMC, thank you. There are people that don't know anything about how the world works. Okay, and you're not a public figure, and you're not a speaker. Okay, back in 2016, 2017, I was at a rally. I was speaking at a political rally, and the crowd was very hype and crazy. And there was a brother there. He looked like he was one of the Nation of Islam type dudes. And he said, "Tim Black, you need security, bro." And up until he said it, I hadn't really considered it. You don't know. And at the time, I was on the left. It was a Jill Stein Green Party. Get the hell with Trump. Trump wasn't even in it. It was, what was it? It was about the Democrats. It was, we were against Hillary Clinton. Right? It was a thing against the Democratic Party. And there were people there who were crazy, I think, maybe. So someone offered me security support because I was a speaker. I couldn't walk 2 feet without people coming up, wanting pictures, wanting autographs, giving me hugs and stuff. And up until that point, I never even considered that shit is dangerous. Because it is. So, you want to live in a world, that you can easily understand. And you say, if something happens to Charlie Kirk, it has to be a leftist. It could be just somebody pissed off. It could be somebody who just don't like him. It could be somebody who's afraid. It doesn't have to be a leftist. And if you're on the left, if something happens to you, it doesn't have to be a conservative. It doesn't have to be. So don't jump to conclusions because you don't know. I was at an event. I was speaking. It was broad daylight. There were thousands of people there. And it was a little like, okay, maybe I need to keep people at an elbow's distance. And all I'm saying relating to Charlie Kirk is we don't know. We will find out, I think. I think they will find out. Let's hope they find out. But I think we should be careful in jumping to conclusion and saying who we think it was. We also should not say who we don't think it was, right? So don't rule anybody out. I'm not ruling anybody out. I'm just trying to be reasonable, and I'm trying to give you some good info. So Charlie Kirk, when I first saw that this happened to Charlie Kirk, the first thing I was thinking was, he had a conversation. Van Jones made some criticism of him recently, where he was talking about Charlie Kirk's comments about the Ukrainian woman that was stabbed on the subway train in Charlotte. And I was thinking, I hope people don't blame Van Jones for this. Charlie Kirk been in the business for 10 years. He has never bit his tongue, and he said a lot of crazy stuff. He uses a lot of terms that a lot of people that follow him don't understand, like per capita. They don't know what that means. That doesn't mean Charlie Kirk deserved to be shot today. And I won't make that, I will never make that something, a thing. Not for me. I will never co-sign people getting shot for talking shit. I'll never make that statement. Now, I will say, you can say things that upset people on purpose. And I feel like there's too much of that going around. So I started off and I was telling people, if you're doing this type of content, which I've been doing over a decade, let me just tell you something. It's always a risk. Don't fool yourself. It's always a risk. And I think Charlie Kirk knew the risk. Of course, no one who assumes the risk really thinks it's going to happen. So a lot of people are going live right now. I saw thousands and thousands of people online. It's going to be a lot to gain for some people parroting narratives. But all I'm saying is, if you're doing content like Charlie Kirk, you might want to walk gingerly. This man lost his life, and he had so much more life. He had a family. It was not worth it. No one that Charlie Kirk helped was worth this for him. No amount of money, no amount of prestige or fame or access was worth this. And whoever it was who did this, Charlie won, in a way, because Charlie will now be memorialized. Don't distort my words. To those people that follow Charlie Kirk, he will now be memorialized. You may not be a fan, and I get that, but I'm saying we should be able to separate how we personally feel and realize the world don't revolve around us. So this is not. I appreciate you, LMC. No.
Have the right to remain silent.
Yeah, we're showing, by the way, our affiliate in Utah.
Speaking the truth. Hold on a second. This person said speaking the truth. That's what Charlie Kirk was doing, speaking the truth? Okay. Okay, that's what you think it was. Okay. Nothing justifies murder, goofy. Where these people come from, man? I mean, if you're that dumb to think someone nothing anybody says ever justifies murder. Now, something someone does, like try to kill you, well, that might justify murder. But no words justify murder, which is sort of why I had a problem with Daniel Penny. Because no words justify murder. But I'm sure you'll make an exception for Daniel Penny. You'll say, hey, he was afraid. But that's another conversation, isn't it? But see, I'm not a hypocrite. I believe no words justify murder. I know you don't agree, except now because it's Charlie. I'm definitely FBA, but this is sad. Of course it's sad. Hey, look, you know what, guys? There's nothing wrong. I believe there's nothing wrong with feeling like this should never have happened. In fact, that just means you're a human being. And you understand there's a lot of guns in this country. I hope you understand. Hope anybody who's out here cheering, folks, I don't know anybody. I don't rock with anybody, nor am I affiliated with anybody. Sherry Covington said it true. That's true, Sherry. Sherry, you know, what I'm saying is, yeah, you got me, I'm all over the place. Listen, I don't know anyone who will make light of what happened today. All of us are mortal. And all of us have reasons to want to live. I hope. And I definitely am not somebody who's rooting for anybody to be shot in cold blood for words. Okay? So there it is. And you're right, Sherry Covington, who said, you can walk gingerly. That may not stop anything. I hear you. All I'm saying, you can do the best you can. I do believe, Sherry, people need to think about what they say and decide if it's worth it. That's all I'm saying. Now, person in this business that does what I do, a person that talks for a living, has to make that decision. Let's be clear. Let's not act like this is just out of the blue for Charlie Kirk. I'm sure Charlie Kirk got death threats all the time. I'm sure Charlie Kirk got death threats. And I'm sure Charlie Kirk had security. I know there was security at that event. I saw a couple people. But once again, we got an open air situation. It's not too different than what Donald Trump, when he was the attempt on his life. An open air field. Very hard to contain that. It did not appear to be a pistol shot. It did not appear to be in close range. It appeared to be a shot from a distance. I'm no marksman, but that's how it appeared to me. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, they do. They do. People get shot every day, B. Shout out to The Wire. But guess what, Beats? Not everybody that gets shots has millions of viewers, millions of supporters, is a CEO or a co-founder of one of the biggest political operations in the country, is a friend, a personal friend to the President of the United States, and is a sought-after speaker, like Charlie Kirk is, who has helped countless Republicans get elected. So, yeah, people get shot every day, B. But, yeah. Let's be a little, you know what I'm saying? We put it in perspective. Anyway, I want to jump back to the video clip.
Shooting, you could see people running away pretty quickly, as you would imagine they would do at gunshots. The FBI director, Kash Patel, has weighed in on this. He just tweeted the following: "We're closely monitoring reports of the tragic shooting involving Charlie Kirk at Utah Valley University. Our thoughts are with Charlie, his loved ones, and everyone affected. Agents..."
Man, look at the, damn it, Johnson. Look at the opportunity. Look at the terrain. Look at the setup here. Anybody could have did this from any direction. Well, I guess not any direction, because you can tell a trajectory of a shot based on where it lands. But what I'm saying is it's very open. Like, for instance, where this camera is filming from. This is a very open situation. You get what I'm saying? So that's, it could have been anyone. I agree. It could have been anyone. Any word on who confirmed his death? Fox News is reporting his death. I will try to get us some footage. While this plays out, I'm going to try to find us an actual reporting of, I'll try to get actual reporting of his condition.
Yeah, we're showing, by the way, our affiliate in Utah and the aftermath of the shooting. You could see people running away pretty quickly, as you would imagine they would do at gunshots. The FBI director, Kash Patel, has weighed in on this. He just tweeted the following: "We're closely monitoring reports of the tragic shooting involving Charlie Kirk at Utah Valley University. Our thoughts are with Charlie, his loved ones, and everyone affected. Agents will be on the scene quickly, and the FBI stands in full support of the ongoing response and the investigation." Charlie Kirk is a divisive figure, polarizing, lightning rod, whatever term you want to use. Why?
Well, he's one of MAGA's most prominent voices online. He hosts a near daily podcast. He opines on almost everything. He's been very closely aligned with the president since his initial run for office in 2015, 2016. And his ties to Trump really elevated his own brand. He was really quite young as an activist when the president launched his initial campaign. And he has kind of ridden along with MAGA since 2016 and built up a massive, massive brand of his own. His group has brought in tons and tons of money.
People are really upset, and they start lashing out online, and they start blaming others for what led up to this. I mean, we see it when Democrats are targeted. We see it when Republicans are targeted, and we're seeing it with this. Anna Paulina Luna, who's a representative from Florida, has put this out on X. She's blaming the Democrats. She's blaming the rhetoric the Democrats use calling Republicans fascist. She's saying, "You are the hate. If you're in the FBI field office and you see this sort of stuff bubbling up online, how worried do you get about somebody taking up the cause of Charlie Kirk and lashing out on somebody who's seen as a Democrat or somebody who is a Democrat?
But following up on what was just said, he's been one of the most divisive, especially divisive younger figures in this, who is constantly sort of pushing this sort of hate speech or sort of aimed at certain groups. And I always go back to hateful thoughts lead to hateful words, which then lead to hateful actions.
Yeah, I don't know, fam. Let me get back on the screen here. Okay, so unfortunately, folks. Yeah, unfortunately, I do have the confirmation that we were talking about. I don't have it in the video, but I do have it in a couple of screenshots. So Charlie Kirk has died at the age of 31 after being shot at a university event in Utah. And they say that's been reported by Fox News as breaking. And then we got a rest in peace as well. I also saw this clip, and I don't know, and I'm aware that people say, hey, this is not the guy. People are saying this is not the shooter. But this, I don't know, man. Let's go here. The video, I saw a video. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Let's check out this video clip that I found here on X. They have removed the videos of the shooting that appeared on X earlier. But there is a video clip. And I know that people say that this is not our guy.
How dare you! 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 He's such a monster! What a monster! Such a monster! Monster! A monster! How dare you! Back it up! Back it up! How dare you!
So let me get this right. People are saying this is not the guy. Why don't they let this guy pull his pants up? If this isn't the guy, why are they manhandling him like this? Maybe it was a person of interest. I don't know, man. I got to look this up, fam. Anybody got anything here definitive about who they think the shooter is? I'm just Googling at this point. Shooter, Charlie Kirk. Trump is also reporting that Charlie Kirk is deceased. This has been reported by NBC News. Kirk was murdered by a gunshot at Utah Valley University, a spokesperson for Turning Point USA confirmed in a statement to NBC News. We ask that everyone keep his family and loved ones in your prayers, the organization said. We ask that you please respect their privacy and dignity in this time. 15 minutes ago, students offered police escorts as search for shooter continues. So obviously Buck was correct. This is not the guy. This is not the guy. Because if this was the guy, Supreme says they're on X talking about this is the unraveling of America. Yeah. People say dumb, crazy things when they're upset. You know, it's not the unraveling of America. It's the shooting of Charlie Kirk. And Charlie Kirk is not America. And anybody wants to crash out behind it, maybe National Guard will come holler at them. Well, thank you, Sherry Covington. Some people, words shape other people's reality. That's true. Whoa. Didn't mean to put that one up on the screen. Amber Johnson. He's still on the run. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. Thank you, Indigo Sky. The Karma of the Karma Cafe. What's up, fam? I like the name of that. The Karma Cafe. If God said his words, which are powerful, are punishable by death, I hear you. So look, I'm not here to, I just want to keep it real, guys. This is not good. This is not good. And I never root for anyone's death, not even yours. So I won't start today because with Charlie Kirk. I disagree with Charlie Kirk's politics big time. I thought he was more than just having an opinion. Okay, I got opinions. I like deportations. I think Black America needs more deportations. Now, when we get a just society where Black people get hired at the same rates as Latinos and whites and Asians, maybe then we'll be open. Maybe then we can just open the floodgates. But is that an opinion where, I don't know, that my life is in jeopardy? I don't know. And what I'm saying is you never really know. So Lord knows when you're doing public speaking, you better be sure, because anybody can do this now. Everybody's doing this, right? Everybody's shooting videos. And we got more guns than we got people in this country. So therefore, it's not, it's not, I'm just thinking about how this is very similar to what happened to Donald Trump, as in the setting looks a lot the same. Very similar, man. Just being outside in an open environment, bright day, lots of people there, just a brazen, you know what I'm saying? I know it's going to be some psyops running right now, right? And if I wanted to say there was a psyop, it would be a sacrifice type thing. I mean, if I was conspiratorial, I'd be looking at it that way. I'd be looking at them saying, this is them, I would be thinking this is going to cause mayhem, and they're using this guy. But see, I'm not one of those people. But that's the direction I would go in my head, because it's so brazen. It's so in the open. It's in front of everyone. It's right behind the thing that just happened on the subway where everyone's focused on. When we know people get stabbed and shot. I mean, we just had a Black woman thrown off a bridge here in Maryland. And none of these people covered it at all. An undocumented person raped and killed a 19-year-old, a 35-year-old undocumented person who shouldn't have been in this country, raped and killed a Black woman and threw her off a bridge. She was only 19. And no one talked about it and nobody said anything. And no one definitely made it about race. They just went on with life. But see, we all know there's different strokes for different folks in this country. That doesn't mean that what happened today is good, because it's not. What it means is everybody needs to be on high alert. All these public figures better be on high alert because. And that's as far as I'll go with that. And someone said it perfectly. Who said it? Mike said, "This is America." There you go, Nico. That's what it is. We got more guns than people. 3 out of 10 Americans are on some type of medication. right? This is what we have. We got high unemployment. We got underemployment. People that used to have good jobs working at Uber and Instacart. We got a lot of dissatisfaction. We got a lot of people self-medicating with drugs and alcohol in order just to get through the day. And we're supposed to be the greatest superpower, right? That's what we're supposed to be. And the numbers don't tell a true story of the average person, does it? So Charlie Kirk was only 31 years old. He leaves behind a wife and 2 children. I just got an update that the Supreme Court gave a ruling. Since I got you, the Supreme Court just ruled that they ended birthright citizenship. Is that correct? Let's Google it, fam. I get alerts on my phones, fam. Well, I don't know about that. I'm sure if they came to that conclusion, I'm sure if we came to that conclusion, we'd already had it up there. Oh, okay. At the same time, Charlie Kirk was hit. A shooting at Evergreen High School in Colorado leaves several students hurt. Suspect among those injured. We just had a shooting in Colorado. My brother DJ Knock, my homie DJ Knock, he just sent me a link about a shooting in Colorado at a high school. Several children were shot. Someone just said Tim Black right now. Someone just said Tim Black. Someone just said that Charlie Kirk's death will be the unraveling of America. I don't know where you've been on America. In my opinion, America's been unraveling for quite some time. I do not think that Charlie Kirk will be the linchpin, or he's the last thread of the unraveling. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's it. We got the Democrats still with their heads so far up their ass because they got nothing better to do. They're opening up another January 6th investigation. And then we get this, and a shooting in Colorado that I didn't even know about. That's how busy we are. America is so busy killing each other that Charlie Kirk can't even get a day or a moment because there's a shooting at the same time at a high school. Because that's how we get down in America. Meanwhile, we got Operation, was it the operation in Chicago taking place, the Midway Blitz in Chicago, where they're ramping up the deportations. And all this is happening right now today. And all I'm saying is, things are getting serious and more serious every moment. So good said, now everybody can act sad. Yeah, people are going to pretend to be sad, but I don't think everyone will. Once again, man, I never met Charlie Kirk. I never spoke to him. But I've seen him on Twitter, obviously. We followed each other on Twitter. Just because, I guess I'm a relevant person to the media. That's it. But, a lot of people on the right have kind of, made it known that I could always come that way. I'm not interested, man. It's too much wrong on the right. It's just as much wrong on the right as it is the left. But a lot of the left stuff is just bogus, hypocritical. And since my people vote for him so much, I gotta make sure I get my people to lead the Democrats where they lay. The Democratic Party has been getting the black vote 90% of the time for the last 60 years, and that's gotta end. And that doesn't make me an ally of Kirk or anyone else. That just makes me hold that position, right? But 30 years old to lose your life over words is it's a sad thing. And as even though I have a brother up here who said 10 people die every day, even though my brother said that, damn, look at the comments coming in, man. King Mike, he died in a white state. Or a red state. I think you mean red state. All states are white. It's American, King Mike. All states are white. And so are all political parties. Tell your auntie that so are all the political parties. We got some black people that need a wake-up call on that. You know what I'm saying? I can't even post some of the comments you guys are making, fam. Yeah, Mosa Freeman said the assassination footage is kind of obvious. Looks like he died instantly. Yeah, and I did report that as well, fam. Oh, I got good people, man. I got good people here, man. Said they yanked this old guy up, probably just being rowdy in a crowd. No gun, no residue, nothing, no evidence or anything. Just grabbed him up. Because we got the Keystone cops on the job, right? Bumbling around. Yeah, and I made a point, man. And look, Charlie Kirk, in my opinion, he was saying more than just opinions. Charlie Kirk had a microphone the size of a megaphone. And some of the things he was saying, I feel, crossed over the edge. But me personally, I'd much rather see him get debated. I'd much rather see him get destroyed in a debate. When I say destroyed, in a debate, lose a debate. That's what I'd rather see. And I think that we have enough intelligent people that can go at him with words. And I don't think this was necessary. But we don't get to vote. We have a very violent country. And since we're talking about violence, let's have that real conversation. Because right now, I got Democrats talking as if the country isn't violent. I got them talking about the numbers are down. Yeah. Tell Charlie Kirk that shit. Tell his wife that. The numbers are down. We dropped 30%. Yeah, see, when it's your family, when it's somebody that you love, you won't give a damn about them numbers. First the Fat Boys break up and now this. I'm still upset that highest to lowest was whack. How you gonna have Jeffrey Wright and Denzel Washington and make a dud, Spike? I'm sorry, that shit was random. Y'all get what I'm saying. Now I'm going to see people walk around with Charlie Kirk RIP shirts, which is only going to make me more upset. See, I'd rather Charlie Kirk be here and be safe and be healthy. Because this immortalizing Charlie Kirk, I don't know if I'm ready for that. My condolences to his wife and his kids. This doesn't seem real. Folks, I'm going to tell you something. I wish it was CGI, only because I don't like to see nobody lose their life. I don't like to see it, fam. I don't want to see it happen to you. And I hope you feel the same way about me. I hope you don't want to see me shot by somebody who got a problem with me. Now, if I raided somebody's house and did something to them, then that'd be different, wouldn't it? But just because you don't like my mouth, what I say, that's tough, man. So now, man, I understand. You cut from a cloth. Maybe you're from a time and place where people don't fight fair. But when I came up in the 80s and the 90s, I'm a Gen X guy. Us men, we meet you outside. We fight outside. We knuckle up. We didn't shoot people just because they said something. We shot them if they stepped on our shoes or tried to talk to our girl. I'm sorry, that slipped out. R.I.P. to Charlie Kirk. Don't get me twisted, guys. I'm not immortalizing him. I'm not praising him. All I'm saying is this is not a good thing. This is not a good day. I do not clap for someone's murder. And unfortunately, that makes me not one of the cool kids today. But we will not do that here. But you know what I also won't do? Some of the god-awful tap dancing BS I'm seeing some black people do right now. I don't even got to watch their live stream to know that's what they're doing. Because we all know. You know what, I'm gonna say this. If Charlie Kirk was killed by a white man, the first place they're gonna go is they're gonna talk about left and right. But I want to be clear. If Tim Black was shot by a black man, Charlie Kirk would just talk about black on black crime. Well, you know what? If this turns out to be a white guy, we're going to talk about white on white crime. Unfortunately, it won't get shared that much, so no one will give a damn. They'll just move off the white part right to politics. Because that's what America does. That's what America does whenever it's a conversation that can be in a white section. And when it's a conversation about black people, it's always that we're violent and that we did this because we're violent and have no accountability. Yeah, some of the talking points of Charlie Kirk are disgusting, horrific, just terrible. But that being said, this is not the way to solve that. There's going to be 10 Charlie Kirks behind him. And I'd rather this not be the way we debate. And maybe I'm being selfish because I'm a talker too. Yeah, maybe I'm being a little bit selfish when I say, I wish we learned to debate in a different way that didn't involve shooting people with bullets. But I guess that makes me a sellout. What if it was a possibility you get shot for just doing your job? And yeah, I know, B. People get shot every day, B. I'm saying, not just for doing their job, Johnson. And if they do, they shouldn't. Doesn't mean they should. Doesn't mean they should, fam. So Charlie Kirk lost his life today, and that is not the way today's news should have went. It shouldn't have went that way. I'm stunned still. I'm still stunned. And when I began this broadcast, I thought he was alive. Now I realize that was just stupid thinking because based on that video clip I saw, all I can say is it did not appear that he suffered. The same as Donald Trump, bulletproof glass now. Bulletproof glass. You know what? And I pointed that out, Mike Deal. Mike, I've been pointing that out. It seemed a lot like, damn. I can now cut on comments over here. Oh, you're sick of black violence username? You're also sick of that having an identity. How about a real identity? Like, you know, your name and your likeness. That's you're sick of that too, yeah. I'm gonna keep it real, John. I'm gonna keep it real, guys. Can we say some real shit? Is it okay? Can we say something real? Can we say something real and just not beat around it at all, folks? The dog you bring home is a dog you gotta feed. Old people say, you reap what you sow. That's what old people say. I think there's some truth in that. Now, if you believe that you reap what you sow, does that mean you wish death on people? No, that's not what that means. That's a warning. That's saying, don't say that. Don't do that. That's what that means. It doesn't mean, yay. It's not a clap. It's not cheering on. It's a solemn reminder. A hard head make a soft ass. That's not wishing for you to get payback. That's just how it is. These are just rules of nature. So all I'm saying is we should all take stock in what we're doing and how we're moving. People that have these microphones, people that talk online for a living, right? People that put out their thoughts, who make a couple of coins, telling, sharing their thoughts. Maybe we should consider what we're putting out. I stand by what I say. I stand by what I believe. To the best of my ability, I try to be accurate, and I'm not here to be gratuitous, and I'm not wishing the demise of anyone. But I do fight for the upliftment of my people. Charlie Kirk lost his life today at 31 years old, and to me, that's a shame. Oh. Media is on the Democrat side for immigrants are going to go as a black man. Neither place. We need to go to neither place. What's up, informant media? Yeah, Mike Deal. You don't have to be a part of a party, fam. Yeah. You don't have to join any party. How about no party? Wow. Perk 10. This should be a turning point. Wow. Wow. What? Kyle Fisher, what are you talking about, fam? Oh, okay. You got me looking up shit. That's not true, fam. All right, that's it. I'm done, fam. No one's crying. What did Malcolm X say? Let me pull up a Malcolm X quote. Malcolm X, I can't find your quote, sir. Malcolm X. It won't let me scroll back up, fam. You post your quote, Malcolm. Ebony said it was a good quote. Guns don't kill people, damn. Democrats, liberals, and progressives do. Mr. Gonzalez. Kimberly says it's time for the evil rhetoric to cease. They do not have birthright citizenship in Italy and many other countries. The devil's always active. Oh, Malcolm X with an introspective, thoughtful third eye comment. With a third eye comment from the brother Malcolm X. All right, guys, look. No, it won't. Gina Best is in the house. My friend Gina Best. We're going to get out of here. We'll be back online tonight at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will say this. The dog you bring home is the dog you got to feed. What you reap, you sow. I would have preferred that Charlie Kirk be beaten in the war words. That's what we say, right? That's what we all say. But we live in a very violent country. Right now, people are saying that it's not violent. Those people are delusional. I'm not happy about what happened to Charlie Kirk, but nor will I cry a river. Those who reap a lot of financial gain by attacking and going after Black Americans, yeah, it's going to be hard for me to find a way to feel sorry for that. But I can say, as a person that believes, in humanity, I got to say, I did not wish for this man's death. But obviously, I had nothing to do with it. It's whoever pulled that trigger. I'm here in Maryland. And whoever did this, I'm assuming they were in Utah. Charlie Kirk leaves behind 2 children and a wife. And that's no joking matter. Anybody using the microphone to make money, anybody in politics talking, we need to all think about the ramifications of our words. Myself included, all of us. Because there are people that are not wrapped too tight, and there are people that are very upset, and you never know what someone's going through, and you never know what you trigger. And all I'm saying is, I don't think you can protect yourself really from it. So, hey, what am I saying? Just be aware of it. There's always work at the post office. Until Trump shuts it down, I guess. Be something to think about if you're selling hate. All right, I'm Tim Black. I thank y'all, man. Go to jointimblack.com to become a member of the show. Thank you, Wolfpack. Thank you. Do I got any moderators in the building? Ebony's in the building. Thank you, Ebony, for what you did. Buck hit me up on the phone. I think Buck is busy. This was another unexpected show. Here on the Tim Black Show, we cover U.S. politics, breaking news, and Black culture. I'll see you in a few hours. Wolfpack.